Well,
All right, we might as well get going, eh? Start talking charts.
I mean, Danny's wide awake. Mark, camera's on, ready to rock and roll.
Morning, guys.
Good
Exciting
morning.
day.
Yeah.
We should definitely be
Good
doing
morning.
more often, trading the news and just being like instead of watching paint dry, it's like going in a theme park ride.
Yeah, no, we
Sure
definitely in
is.
future we'll definitely we just wanted to get version 4 out,
Yeah.
and then we'll definitely do news events. In fact, I think I said to Ty, I think on for Tuesday training we'll talk about how to trade the news. Because this last news event was the perfect, exactly what I said to someone on our feed some weeks back. It played out exactly. So it's a great model to look at. So we'll probably do that for a chunk of our training on Tuesday, how to trade the news, and look at the interest rate announcement from yesterday. All right, well, let's jump on, hey, and see what's happening. So we can see from our instruments table, we got the Dow is looking very good. NAS only got one orange light. Gold is a bit of a perfect Christmas tree. Look, we got 2 red, a few orange, and then 2 green. So gold may not be as positive. We don't normally look at the Nikkei. Bitcoin is moving up again. Nikkei also trending nicely, just on orange. So hopefully we'll get some trades in this morning in our hour and a half window. So let's just have a look at a few things. We just look at the Dow's looking pretty promising. I'm just looking at the NAS on monitor. We've got a counter trend moving down. We'll look at that. So I'd just like to look at the 1 minute, and then let's just turn the indicator off and just look at some of our levels on the 5 quickly, just to see what price has been doing in the most recent. So always love this, got to love price action. So 5-minute charts, we can see I've got this 4-hour trend line. That price really respected nicely here just over an hour ago. So we got some respect there. Price came down, pivoted off, and this turquoise line, that's the middle of a channel on the 4-hour that I'm keeping an eye on. So there's a bigger channel moving up that I've got. The other half will be way down there somewhere. So I'm looking at, we're just touching that line now in the middle of a channel. So here we got a bit of rejection of a 382. This is an hour fib, a daily fib, and here's my, look at that. This is a 4-hour fib, also 382, price is rejected. So we've come up to a previous level of significance, rejected that. That's a line I drew on my 4-hour chart. Played around the 618, and we've come down to the midpoint of this trend line. So we're definitely looking bullish as the chart is telling us. So we can maybe draw this trend line in. Let's just see. Yep. So we're sitting at quite a crucial point right now. There could be a little move up there. You look at this 5-minute trend line, take it back to the 1 minute. Then just look at the sessions. Let's get our chart back on. So we're not set up yet for a signal, but we definitely are interested in this area here. We've got the 987. So gee, that seems to almost be in the wrong place. Okay, we've broken through 2 zones down the 3-minute. Broken through the 233 on the 1. So there could be move to the upside there. So that will take, always patience equals pips, as we say. That could take a while just to reorganize itself. Just looking at the 8. We can see in the 8 we're all green, but things aren't always pointing in the right direction. Our 21 is just rounded. And here we're well below, heading down to the POC. So we got a lot of support at this level here. We got the POC on the 3-minute. We're also sitting on the 21 and the 8. So I'm not going to say emphatically, but hopefully price will turn around and we wouldn't be too far away from getting a signal and a move up. But you can see we are not quite aligned now, dropping below the 233. But hopefully, as I said, hopefully we're going to turn around. We may come down to the 987. So there's nothing we can really do there right now. So let's go to the NAS, because there was a huge counter trend. And let's just have a look what's happening on the NAS. Wow, look at this. Look at the NAS. So that was a counter trend signal. I mean, we can't help annoying you by mentioning version 4, but on version 4, just to let something out the bag, we got also bright counter trend signals, dark
Then
bright.
don't.
You're looking at gold?
Healthy expectation, Mark.
Yeah, so so on the version 4, which I got on my monitor, that counter trend signal is bright red, meaning a way high chance of probability of a bigger move. And that's exactly what's happened. Let's see, I haven't got my scale on yet. See, there was 50 pips. So also we can see here that the NAS is also strongly in an uptrend. So we also had a counter trend. See, even on the 3-minute, that counter trend signal on version 4 was bright, meaning a good chance it's going to, have a good move. But look, nothing's perfect. So we're just looking what's happening. Let's just quickly.
Couple quick brief thoughts on the NAS is that we're actually just tapped into the top of a channel that dates back to July.
Wow.
So we're at the highest point of that. And yeah, pretty dang close to a potential reversal. There's one more fib level I have at 24,590. So that's still 100 pips above us. But
Okay.
yeah, it's the first time
Wow.
we've tapped the top of this channel since the last time we tapped the top was in August, the 13th of August. So we were hanging around the bottom. Shout out to Tim. That's where he got his 1,000 pip entry
Well
on
done,
swing
Tim.
trade up. And but yeah, now we're at the top of it.
Yeah.
So
Now I'm just,
Yeah.
you know what? Yes, that's awesome, Ty. You know what? I've just realized this is what trading was like pre-Trump. There was always waves. This brings back memories. We've had so much range in the last season of trading. I mean, it's definitely going to come back. Let's just zoom out here, switch to 5. I just want to see what key levels we're looking at here. So we can see here's the all-time high. No, sorry, that's the all-time high. I'm just looking. So we pivoted off. Let's have a quick look here. What's been happening? We can see this is a 4-hour trend line. So I've just gone look at this 4-hour trend line. How price has respected it constantly. Respect. Big wick down. That was just after the open on a 5-minute chart. And we've also had some activity around 786 here. So I'm just having a quick look. The indicator turned off, and 2 on a 4-hour fib. So just looking at the 5 minutes, we can also draw. We've just actually broken a trend. Looks like we've broken a trend line here on the 5 minute. So that would have been that would have made that a really good counter trend signal. Because we broke a trend line. You always want to look at a breaker structure. So that trend line will give it a bit more impetus. So maybe we're going to come back to this 4-hour fib level, 786. Always look back. Has price respected it? Yes, definitely can see price has respected this daily fib. Not so much here. So we are in a pretty strong uptrend still. So we got almost all green on the NAS, except for the 1 minute. So potentially a bit of a double bottom here, or we could come back to this level and then hopefully a move up again. So let's just quickly go back to the 1 minute. I didn't look at the sessions on the Dow. We just want to quickly get a quick grasp. We don't want to miss any signals. So with the indicator on, that's the joy of the indicator. We can see we have got buyers. That wick created this demand zone here. So we would have buyers sitting down here. So we're looking really for buyers today on the NAS. You can see this signal now, this trend line we drew with on the 5 minute. You can see price breaking, a bit of a retest, and then a wonderful move down there. So we'll take a quick look at gold, but gold was more Christmas tree-like. I'm just having another look at the wider chart, what we're looking at here. So we also have that zone repeated on the 3 minute. And we've got a white candle. So we don't know. We'll have to watch this. Is this the end of the move? MACD, just look at our MACD turning around. Got a bit of divergence on the histogram, running out of momentum. But the 8-minute is still looking, this counter trend move is still looking quite bearish. We just got our POC moved. So look, that could stall there. Quick look at gold. Not confident gold is going to be something we should spend time on today. I always say Ty's our gold expert. He spends most time there, but they're looking very rangy. So let's not waste too much time here. There's not really a lot happening. Gold, we can see zone alignment is really mixed. So that would be, to me, risky trading. I mean, there was a signal there, but that would have been a very high risk trade. 8 minutes not bad. The 3 minutes, not badly aligned, but 8 minutes is way out. We can see basically as we've been ranging, since really the open hit that low. There was the open low, and since then we're sitting above the POC on the 8 minute, price going sideways. So there is a signal here. We did have the signal, but to me this would be obviously the 8 minute. If we just look at our table here, 1 and 3 looking bearish, but 5 and 8 still on the bullish side with in between trend zones. So we got a lot of EMAs that would worry us. So look, we'll come back at gold, look at gold, but I'm just seeing any reason for optimism for a move down here. But we got this demand zone too that price has been rejecting. So not too optimistic about a move on gold in the near future. I'm trying to see, we haven't rejected any major line. We're way away from big round numbers. We can see from the 40 to the 50, that's sort of the range, like 100 pip range. We can see we're pretty rangy. Unless you can offer some enthusiasm for gold.
Not a ton.
Let me just quickly look at some key levels quickly.
Grinding sideways, I think.
Yeah, it's grinding sideways. So let's rather
posted that one picture in the chat yesterday of that channel and that bear flag, and I woke up to see that price exited and dropped out of that channel at the exact moment, like at 1 o'clock, I think, when I drew it too, and then it bounced back up again and I think tapped the bottom of it. And anyway, it's just sideways at the moment.
Yeah, just looking at the bigger picture. Look at this. I love this always. You know me and fibs. This is a daily fib at 236. That's what ended the move at the open. Hit the 236 plus. This is a trend line from my 4-hour chart. Plus we got another fib level here, 786. And we've just almost come back to a 618. We can see here price rejecting a 382 on a 4-hour fib. 0.5, some activity there, came through the 618, we've come back. So really price is really sandwiched in this zone here. And not looking like there's much happening. I mean, we kind of broke a trend line here somewhere. We could draw multiple trend lines, what we're expecting. No, nothing really, just going sideways. So won't even draw that. Let's have a look here.
You just need confirmation at this point, because it's been grinding up, but at the same time it is forming a bit of a bearish pattern. I'm just watching the dollar as well and what that's been doing, and that's just rejected the top of the channel and pushed down a little bit. But
to me, when I look back at my analysis of gold and I go to the 5 minute, I see a bit of a bearish pendant.
Are you looking at that
structure that I had drawn on the 4-hour?
On the 5 minutes,
price is kind of compressing on the 5 minute. It's still huge, but the space in between two trend lines that I have, but still it's compressing. So we eventually probably go to a pop somewhere.
Hopefully, yes. But we're very rangy.
Longer the compression, like the spring, the greater the move. So I mean,
I've noticed. For me, one of the reasons I don't trade gold dollars because my main trading time is early morning, And gold often tends to run out of steam in the afternoon session of New York. All that main activity is from the open. And then I've just noticed over time, look, obviously don't not look at it if that's your favorite thing, but generally the New York afternoon session, there's a lot more movements in the look in the day. During the afternoon, some big waves, and often we tend to go a bit flat. But look, we'll keep an eye on that. But let's look. The NAS is heading down. It could be breaking that previous level. So not too optimistic about gold. So we're holding that line at the moment. But look, the zone, the big thing worry with gold is our zones are very out of alignment. So that could make for choppy trading. The NAS, let's just look at the sessions here. It's revisiting this demand zone now. So again, we are very bullish. We're very bullish. Vickers, I see, Ty, can you look at Vickers' question?
Gold, you remove it and wait for next channel, or still valid now that price is back? Okay, let's have a look.
240 pips.
Yeah, Tim took another one, so he closed 1,000 and then re-entered and held it overnight, and 240 pips up. But yeah, because we were tapping the top of that channel on the NAS, exited. So man,
I'm just going to look at the
some
sessions.
nice big ones there, right?
That's very, very nice. Very nice.
Let me get on to. Yeah, so that channel, okay, yeah. So the channel that I put in the chat for gold yesterday. Yeah, I mean, that one, it was relevant up until the point that we kind of broke out of it. And it was just a very simple downward drop flagpole into a channel. And then I just drew the flagpole down. And we haven't quite got to the bottom of, we got to within, I think the bottom of that flagpole I got here was at 3625. And the low that got put in this morning was 3627 something. So we got very close to my random little pole drawing, but I mean that wasn't, that was just so it's kind of irrelevant where it is back in time. All that was a drop, kind of base drop, and now we're actually to some degree experiencing a very similar pattern right now. We had a drop, and now we've got this. It's not quite on the shorter time frames. It's not a pennant as such because we've got higher highs in there, so it's more like a flag. So again, a drop base drop. So I wouldn't be surprised at all. If you're looking a little more zoomed out and say a 5 or 8 minute chart, those lower demand zones from the bigger wick from 144 this morning, gold wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if it just dropped further from here to 3636.
We've broken this.
Yeah, so there you go.
This pennant we drew, but it's testing, it's stuck. We can see it's been stuck in the zone for since.
So there's some wicks there, but I mean, if it breaks through that, there's a little bit more room for it to move, down to the 3 minute chart, that demand zone's down at 32. The 8 minute one starts at 36. It's just based on obviously the size of those wicks on those candles and those time frames. So there's some space here. I think if it breaks, it just everything about it looks a little bit bearish to me, and that trend zone's widening a little bit on that one, and
we can see here where this demand zones. If you look left, we can see there's obviously something. There's some other EMA or something at another level, because we can see price spent a long time in the same level here, always looking left.
Yeah.
So that tells me there are buyers in this zone here that are wanting to try and push price up. They succeeded here.
Yeah.
They've now come back to the zone.
It's also a bit of a head and shoulders. That you can see that double, that second touch of the 233. So there is demand there, but the same
there are buyers waiting here. So we'll look at that. I was just looking at the NAS. So we can see what I did here. I overlaid. This was our Tokyo high. So Tokyo closed over here, but you can see the Tokyo high is influenced price over there, influenced price over there, influenced price over there, and again over there. So what I've done is I've just overlaid that line to keep it on that level. So if we just turn the sessions off, we can see I've kept this line here, because that seems to be quite a key level on the NAS, the Tokyo high.
Yeah. It's almost, is that almost a big round number? That's almost 24,500.
Yeah, 20, it's on 24,480, just above. So we got the big round number there, and we also obviously got the POC that's formed there. So that's an 8-minute chart.
While the testimonies are rolling, Brendan said that he also took 100 pips this morning on the Dow.
Well
Trending
done,
nicely.
Brendan. That's awesome.
Love it, guys.
I love it. I mean, look, it does. I mean, as you
Spam the chat.
Yeah, put in the chat. It encourages other people, you know.
And it goes both ways. Like, yeah, going to take wins, going to take losses, but yeah, somewhere in that moment, there's going to be a learning or a moment of encouragement for someone else who was doing something.
Yep.
Doing something. Yeah, what doesn't matter, but something.
Well, someone might have been watching it, thinking, or staying out of it, and then, like Brendan said, like it was trending nicely, so he took it. Meanwhile, someone might have been sitting on their hands, and then they could look back and go, "Oh, okay, well, someone saw reasons too." And
yeah, it's good. I love the analysis that Tim showed too, because that's how we're all learning all the time. We're learning from what people are seeing. Good chart analysis, and then you look for good entry points on the indicator. All right, so you can see the NAS here is going sideways at the moment, trying to move back up again. So we broke this trend line here that we drew on the 5-minute chart. And look, we're looking mainly for, if I look at the zone alignment, I'm looking mainly for bias today. So I'm trying to see what trend line we can draw. We're quite far from that one. I mean, the indicator's drawn us one over there. So we still have got to get back above the 233 for a signal. So but anyway, what I did like is to see some nice waves again. That was encouraging. So there's been so much range this year. So is this Tokyo level a key level? Looks like it's pretty key. So hopefully we're going to see price move up again. Let's look at the Dow. The Dow's just gone into range. So let's look at the sessions there. Dow's looking very messy and rangy right now. So let's just look at, on the 8-minute, look at the sessions, see what we can learn. Sessions on, and what have we got here? Let's look at key levels. Tokyo high, not in play. London high, New York high. Sydney, here we go, look at this. The Sydney high. We're sitting on the Sydney high. So let's just pop a line. My mouse is going to play games. There we go. Sydney high. There seems to be a level we're hitting at the moment. Also, look here. Tokyo low. There definitely was a bit of a line of interest there for support. I'm just going to whack that in too. And I'll change that to red. And what else we got? Look at that, yesterday's high. We broke through that there. So that looks like key levels is for now on the 8-minute. So if we put the 8-minute back on again, we just break in that Sydney high. And that was our Asia low. So just a bit rangy at the moment, guys. So
gold's really, really flirting with dropping and breaking this level.
Okay, there we go.
Looking more and more bearish to me.
So we have broken that trend line. So this is this key level we spoke about here. So let's just extend this here, this little box here. So my mouse is just not playing games.
3-minute trend zone and MACD both.
So that level there, that's been a key level. We're sitting right, it's made a lower low. Okay, then the NAS is also dropping, but it's just very counter trend.
Yeah, the dollar's pushing up, so that's probably what's... So
Trying to
something
push low. Look, we're still stuck in the zone, hey? I'll just delete that to clear the chart. Still
Look,
respecting,
I
trying
know
to
the
break
NAS has had
through.
a huge run up and is overall pretty bullish, but because it's tapped the top of that giant channel and
Yeah.
given a bit of a head and shoulders up there as well, I'm pretty bearish on the NAS.
Yeah, it's looking like we're sitting at we drew that Tokyo high here. So that Asia high, we've broken it, but are we going to close below it? So that is, I'm looking at the 1 minute. It's this level on the 1 minute over here. But again, this is, I always like to stick with a trend where I can.
Yeah, look, drag your 8 minute a little higher to find that little
Well, I'll just put
that
the whole,
demand zone. There, you see that demand zone down there. Like there's a bit of space on that 8
yeah,
for it to. I mean, how much is that? 90 odd, 80 pips.
yeah.
So that looks like a healthy correction. Yeah,
See,
80 pips to that 8 minute zone. I mean, there's what looks to be a lower high that's formed, and if that gives us a lower low, if that breaks right now.
yep, we have broken.
Actually, no, it hasn't yet. The lowest point is still at 410 this morning at 470.
Can you see my Tokyo high on the Zoom, Ty?
No, where?
This red line.
Oh,
It may not be visible. I'll just make it bigger.
oh, yeah, very faintly.
Yeah, I'll do, look, let me just quickly, I'll make it.
Okay, so that was that level you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, maybe that's a bit too big. Let's just do.
No, yeah, I can see it.
Okay, good to see it. I'll just make it a bit darker red so it looks more like.
Yeah, I mean that 8 minute MACD is now hopping into 0.
Yeah, it's crossed the 0 line. So look, there is space to move down, but again, with counter trend, there's gonna be multiple. This, I doubt that would be a smooth ride down. We're gonna get, retests, but we do like the open space.
Yeah, I mean the 3 minutes got the 233 sitting right there.
And in the 1 minute, of course, if we look at key levels, I mean, that level is right down. Let's just crunch it up a bit. We've got a 618 fib line over there. But if you look, based at our trend zone here, I mean, you'd be trading into EMAs at every zone, almost. That would be very, very risky. But again, after the news, like last time, after big moves, things can be a little flat. So it's great. Brendan got a whole nice 100 pips. That was wonderful. There's some good waves.
Gold's about to drop out of that zone.
Let's have a look at gold. Gold. There we
There you go.
There we go. But look, it's stuck. We got the 8 minute.
It's got to get under that 8 minute 21.
Yep.
But there it goes.
It's broken. Finally broken.
Trying to give everyone as much warning as possible. Yeah,
we got
3 minute MACD's just turned red on the histogram.
3 candle closure rule.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh my. Oh wow.
Gee.
Told you guys. Let's watch it.
Well done, Ty. I never would have picked that up. Never ever would have picked that up.
All right, you just start to see.
I was going to change to the 5 minute. It was 5 minutes orange. So I want to see if there's any EMAs in the way. Since that trend line.
Now the 5 minute teal is down in that lower zone at 631.
We could could definitely hit 3640 here and the R1 if we can close below the S4 daily. That's
I've got a current TP on 3640, but I'm thinking about that lower 36 on the 8 minute zone.
Yeah, there is. I mean, we are aligned on the 1 and the 3. So, but of course, you know what I'm like with it. I always get nervous when you see a big wick like that.
Yeah.
And POC on the.
But it was compressing for a long time to do something.
Yeah.
sometimes.
I mean, the
little
classic
bit of
pattern
action.
of AMD accumulation. So there's accumulation. Is that manipulation or is that distribution? Is that moving? But you can see how we've tested the RS4 twice, and we haven't quite hit the PSC on the 8. But again, that big wick, that's probably, if price moves lower than that, great. But otherwise, that's going to form a new demand zone. That big wick, because that says, sellers try to push price down, buyers said no. So arm wrestle.
Yeah, and I'm also aware of like this pattern, like if it pushes down into those lower demand zones, like the 8-minute zone, that gives us a form of a double bottom.
Yeah.
And then a likely push up from there, but we'll see. That 3-minute looks pretty committed.
From the break of the trend line, there was 30 pips there in that move. But there would be, to me, that, there would have been some risk there. But look, hit TP3.
Yep.
It would but that would have been super risky there.
No, I didn't take it on that signal. I waited a little bit later.
But look, with some good bullish signs here. I mean, the 3-minute, we got nice separation. Look at that, beautiful separation. We've got, histogram's gone bright red. I just don't like that wick. We're breaking below the 21.
Yeah, look, that what you're saying about that 1-minute candle as well is it could very likely just push back up and to fill the basically an imbalance. Just that giant sudden drop creates a lot of FOMO, and then it just pushes back up and takes out anyone who decided to enter during that candle.
Yeah.
And then continues.
Yes, I mean obviously it could move down, but we have got.
This is not an entry, just to refine where we are right now, just in case anyone is feeling FOMO.
This one, look at the 5 on. Let me just go to the 5.
If it pushes back up and rejects a line, then that's potentially an entry.
Yeah. But we can see obviously the worry here because we are on the 5-minute. We got orange, which means we're not clear. So you can see where is our 986. If I just crunch it up, we're between the 987 and the 2584. So I mean that's always pretty risky trading, because there would be on all time frames. There's going to be a lot of moving averages, Fibonacci levels here. It would make trading risky. Look at that. I love this price action. That big wick, and then look at this, boom. Toe off that big wick, really. A lot of range. So S4, hit S4. I know a lot of people say that, that the pivots do make the indicator very noisy, especially when they're crunched up, but they do give very valuable information. And, for targets
Naz,
and also support.
Sorry, guys, noticing in the chat, Naz has given us a counter trend signal.
Yep.
Almost got to the 233 on the 3-minute.
Yeah, but that we want to always have clear space with this. Yeah, that
at the 233 now.
Yeah, that could move up, but that would be very risky, obviously, with
going straight into the 8-minute
sitting right there.
Trend zone. And the 3-minute 21 hasn't quite turned enough
yet,
so it will pull back.
On the 3-minute, so lots of risk there, lots of risk.
The safer way for this is to let it run a little, and then if it comes back and retests like that 24,500, that big round number,
yep,
and that just gives the 3-minute some time to turn around.
Yeah, we want to see that turn around. And we completely, but I mean, what is good is that look at this Tokyo high we put. You can see price has rejected that. It's finally tested it multiple times at key level from our sessions. And now it's taking a move to the upside.
Oh, some good spotting.
But that is risky. I can tell you now that on version 4, there was no counter trend signal there, which would have meant very high risk. I wanted to see if it was even bright or not, but there was no version 4. That one was bright, and boom, big move. Not ever. So we're going to wait for a retest here and then get back on trend, which we can see now. Look at our zone alignment. I want to put the Dow's going sideways. Gold
Gold's dropping.
Gold is dropping again. So let's look at gold. Gold,
Really,
okay,
that 3-minute looks so smooth.
I know the 3-minute's looking very good. And also we are in
8
clear
minutes.
space on the 3-minute, which is great. We can see there all red. I mean, there is a lot of space on the 5 to the 2584. And the 8, where's our 2584? That's way down. Where's that hiding? See, that's way out of sight. So gold definitely trying to move down. So if it does, obviously we got, this is what we like to call a cluster. We're going to talk more with version 4 that. You can see we've got a big round number, and we've got a weekly pivot, and we've got, just below that, we've got the POC on the 8. So we can struggling to break lower. But you love price action. Rejection of the 233 over there is always very strong. And obviously a lot of noise. But this always is a great sign of a change in a move.
What was that? Sorry, I missed what you said.
No, we were on the gold on the 1 minute.
Oh, yeah, that 233 touch and
Yeah.
rejection. Okay.
Rejection, and now I've got a fib retracement on my 3 minute, and this would have been from a daily level. It was quite key. We rejected that line. So with version 4, we're going to look at, we want to do a lot more training on, we've realized in the season a lot of range. So a lot of times that we can go for the 15, 20 pippers, and often in the session there's those, there's a lot of pips we can take, and version 4 shows how safely we can, price rejects a key level. Can we just get, say, 15 pips? So we can do more of that and get a lot more pips in our sessions. Version 4 is going to be great for that. So gold, the NAS, that we can see that signal went nowhere. So, could have been stopped out, lost money. There wouldn't have been anything in that. That's why version 4 didn't even give us a counter trend for that signal, for that move up.
There you go. That 21 on the 3 minute is, obviously we're trying to program as much as we can to signals, but still just remembering the angle of 3 time frames higher. That 21 was pointing straight towards
look there.
Whatever that is, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, definitely. What we'd like to see is a reverse head and shoulders here. And then this break of this trend line. That's what so let's just extend our trend line. That's pretty good on that high. So we'd like to see, we kind of got a bit of a, not very nice there. Hunchback of Notre Dame shoulder, we could say. So we'd like to see maybe another shoulder. So making a higher low than that one.
Yeah, that would be the change of character and shuffle and price action.
Then we'd want to see a break of this trend line. If it broke this trend line, it may not be above the 233. That's probably going to be there. Anyway, it could all come together nicely around about 635. If we just go a bit sideways, break a trend line, break a big round number for support, and then a move up from there would be great. So we were looking here, we want to be above, okay, that 21 is quite high. So maybe it's going to retest this demand zone here. Yeah. So how many pips we've moved down here? We've come back 15. Now, version 4 could have said you could have maybe taken 10 safe pips there, but we won't do that today. That was a perfect little looking at version 4. Yeah, Tim, the ghost EMAs.
Good suggestion. I'll read it in case someone's well, watching this later. So the idea that we thought might be helpful would be to have a way to turn on all the ghost EMAs, meaning all the other time frames that's shown on one chart, like dark gray. We've had something like that in the past. Hey, Dad? I mean, you had like every single
Yeah, I have.
EMA once upon a time and traded with only those.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is they make a massive amount of noise and they take up a lot of, well, they don't take processing power, but they take up, we'll think about that.
Yeah,
I've made an indicator for that.
Yeah, we've got it. It's kind of like
We've got it.
The tension has been since TradingView made it. We used to have 3 free indicators for like people on free accounts, and it went down to 2. So we're trying to compress everything into 2, so that people can still have everything that we've created, even with a free account. But we're starting to max those out. So yeah,
We can think about that. We'd have to then have a third indicator.
yeah, with like a little simple master click on and off to
Yeah.
show very quickly where. Yeah,
We're
and
all
it would give you a ton of info. It's just
mean,
there's
it's-
always going to be a line. It's just
Yeah.
even
We'll give that some thought. That's a good point.
yeah.
The
Gold,
thing
if
is,
anyone's-
I've got
yeah.
I mean, this is my perspective. Let's just see prices again. Look at this. We wanted a shoulder, and the shoulder, it's testing the Tokyo high. Look at that. So it's testing the Tokyo high, and that's a reason you can't really see the reverse head and shoulder on the 8, but that's a key level. So we could have head and shoulder. Yep, I mean, I've actually got it. I flashed it on, I think, when I did training, but I've got it, but I found I don't use it because I tend to trade with trend and only take trades when we
More
got
zone
this
alignment.
zone alignment. So that's what I try to encourage.
And that's what you'll find if you go back. Those are the ones that are you're in and you're out kind of thing, because you
Yeah.
have a nice burst with trend. Whereas when you're fighting against all those EMAs, like that's the hardest part right now for me with the NAS. It's like I know that anything going south is going to hit a lot of moving averages. I have this higher time frame bias of being at the top of this giant channel that we're moving towards a potential reversal. But there's one more level on the fib extension, like I said, 24, 590-ish. Like once we hit that level, feel pretty good about it reversing. But until then, yeah.
I'll put it on very quickly. You can see here. You can see these are all the fib EMAs. Let me just clean the screen.
Turn off.
I'll just turn off the style quickly.
No, I was going to say turn off Dreamforce and then
Let me just turn off the inputs here. So these are all the Fibonacci EMAs indicator I made. And it does give, you can see here, this is the 610. So that moved down, stopped on the 610, but you can imagine how much noise this would add. And now we hit the 144. But
Can
when
you see how they
with
fold
trend-
like waves? Like when you start to see them, when like those top ones just begin to all bend down and then they all start to curl back up. And then once you get above that trend line that Dad's got there, check that out, then you're going to get back into zone alignment.
Yeah. But I like looking at it for price action. We can see we had a double bottom on the 377. That it made a double bottom. We broke a trend line that caused that move up. And this is how all the big institutions program their moves. They use these fib numbers, so they're very accurate for support and resistance. So that's what it looks like. But again, if you're trading with the indicator on, and you follow the lights, you don't really need them. But for counter trend, if you look back here, look, we hit the 144 there. And it's great for price action. You can see when this reversal hit the 377, came down to the 987. So prices constantly, there we got, see, that's so interesting, 144. Sorry, that's the 233. You can see when they bunch, often you get compression and then a breakout. Anyway, it's fun to look at. But so, I've got it, but I never use it because I just trade with trend. So when I first started creating indicators, I'd send them to Ty, and he would just take one look at all the noise. Because counter trend is just a mess.
Yeah, we went down that EMA rabbit hole years ago, really. It was
Yeah,
early-
and
it was
we
early
found
ones. And it's
trading
just
with trends.
this comes down to then picking what gives you the information. Like this is our constant conversation, even around refining version 4. The two major goals are removing as much as we can to make it as less noisy as possible, and removing as many false signals as possible to increase the overall profitability of each signal. So
And the other key thing is with all these on, that's how we tested the indicator, is what were the most significant levels, even if you are counter trend. Okay, we got a sell signal coming out. But it's straight into a zone. This is the NAS, so that would be, we use those EMAs, order them to work out which are the most significant. That's why we got, the 233, the 987, the 2584. Those would be the most significant levels. And then in terms of where to work out, okay, it's already noisy. If you add all the fib EMAs, plus you got, the pivots, big round numbers, trend lines. We looked at a lot of that. It'd be so much noise you wouldn't see the wood for the trees. But look, we'll think about it. We could add it as a third for people who want to play around.
yeah, we've messed around with the idea of a third indicator just to put some extra bells and whistles in there for people that want them. But kind of go on your own exploring journey and test what works for you and what doesn't work for you, and hopefully get everyone to the point where you can just see price action for what it truly is, and lean more on that. And
what's the name of the
Tim says
question? Danny, sorry, the news was yesterday. We may have incorrectly said just in the training last week that it was Friday.
Yeah, we were looking ahead last week, and for whatever reason thought that it was Friday. Meanwhile, it was yesterday. And there's nothing. I think there's like some tentative Japan stuff or something that hasn't got any times on it right now for the rest of the week. So yeah, the big main announcement was yesterday. But almost, every week there is major news announcements. It's just we thought about moving it one morning earlier, and then Dad was keen to trade it, and he had an idea about it, and it played out perfectly. So that then now gives us some training to be able to teach on the news after the fact. But
again, we can see we are on the POC. We've on the Tokyo high still. So you can see the POCs now formed exactly. Look here on this Tokyo high. Let me just sync one of those lines, sync globally. So we can see how this is the Tokyo high. The price is not really closed effectively below, and now the POCs formed. So we do want to see. Unfortunately, whenever there's like a big move, you get range. I actually thought this could, we've got to break that trend line though. So I'm looking at gold as this going sideways.
Yeah, gold is, it's
sitting on that pivot.
It's trying to push, like if it comes up, it needs to hit maybe the 3-minute zone. It's likely that it'll come up slightly and fill that one wick that one candle from 601.
I can see this S4 is pretty strong. If you look left, it's what stopped the move there. Double, tested double, try to break through to 1, 2, 3. It's like about 6 minutes now, 7 minutes. It hasn't been able to break below S4.
Just look at the MACD though. Like I can see, bearish divergence underneath 0. It wants to come up, and then the bias is still south for me. But if it at least comes up to the 1 minute 55 or the 3-minute trend zone.
8-minute 21 though.
I know. I was just looking at that. It's still not quite flat. But if it comes,
it's round. It could potentially.
It could come that high. That would be that.
The 55 is down.
Yep. That would be a perfect fill of that candle to the left if it hit the 21 on the 8. But I mean, look at that 8-minute MACD too. It's like just, pinching together underneath 0. If that thing caves
Yeah.
from there, that looks totally normal to me.
I mean, you're just getting a crossover now. Just about.
Yep, it's trying.
Looks
I
like
mean,
we're on
the
the
dollar,
crossover.
yeah, okay, so the dollar's broken above a channel that it has been in. So the high of the channel was 140 this morning. That zone 145, kind of, and it's just a one. It's like a bit by channel. Let me rephrase that. A bullish flag. So it's breaking above the top of it right now. Not very boldly, but at least on the 3-minute, that MACD looks like it's hopping. So yeah, if that pushes up right now, that'll just send gold lower. Yep, there we go. It looks like it's now given us a bullish 3-minute candle, flat bottom. So yeah, gold. There we go, and it just might roll. I'd like to see gold like come a little higher. It looks like it almost tapped the 13 on a 3.
Yeah, we almost got
Almost,
that
but
point
not
there.
quite. But that might be enough for it to just. It's not like it has to exactly touch one particular line for it to reject a zone. Yeah.
Now the Dow's making a bit of it. I'm looking at the Dow's making head and shoulders. Look at that reverse head and shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this maybe it's a long another hour, for a 7:30 express for a move up.
Yeah, I know that's what you're waiting for. Because those lower time frames are green, I mean, those higher time frames are green, but
Yeah.
on the Dow, I mean.
Yeah, so
Good
gold.
turnout this morning, guys, I've got to say.
Yeah.
But nice and exciting, everyone here.
Yeah, so we're still gold. We're stuck at this level quite strongly. Did we? I don't think we looked at. We didn't look at sessions on gold, huh? Let's just see what we got here.
It's all going to just overlap. I had a look at it earlier. It's
We got Tokyo low. We're away there. This is Aussie low. No, there's no significant level. That was yesterday's US low. See, look at that.
we haven't got.
It was yesterday's US low.
Oh, I see what you mean there. Yep.
Yeah, going right across. I'm
So
looking at the US low from yesterday.
That was the bottom of that channel flag that I drew in the chat yesterday. That low. Yeah.
But nothing from today.
Yeah, you're right though. We've just literally rejected. We're actually, so that was support, and now that's potentially been resistance right now.
Yeah.
For this session.
So that level there, if we plugged in a
646.
Plug in that level there, make it orange for the US of A. And so that is yesterday's
646.11.
So there, that is, and that's probably a bit over the top big. It's almost the Braille version. Let's go to the side, take it down to 3. So that's interesting. That hit the yesterday's US low over there. But look, Trinus now rejected the S4. Let's just look at the Dow. It's not much to trade there. See you, Danny. See you on Tuesday. Thanks for joining us.
Good one, bro. He's already left, but there you go.
Okay, these trend lines are out of play. Let's just clean the chart up a bit. We have got head and shoulders now forming on the. There's a shoulder, there's a head. So what we want is a break of structure here. Let's put in a trend line because there could be potential. Let's see where we can.
Isn't that just a triple bottom, not a head and shoulders? Because the levels are so close to each other, to call that a head and shoulders, wow.
Well, draw it out. So what's the distance between them?
Yeah, I mean, look, it is. You could say triple bottom, but I mean,
a triple bottom basically to some degree is a head and shoulders. They're the same thing. It's just whether or not you have a the thing about a head and shoulders will give you that change of character because you've got the head being a lower low and then the right hand shoulder being a higher low. So
Yeah, but do you then consider the wicks or the closing candle?
I guess it's just the overall shape. I don't know. I haven't thought about it as much. I mean, there's 7 pips between the head and the left shoulder, and there's 11 pips between the head and the right shoulder. So
There's good proportion. That's what you want to see. Is
yeah,
the
like
people are saying that. There's
yeah,
good proportion. Then
it's
we've got a
good.
lower low for the head. That makes it head and shoulders. But I mean, look,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it's splitting hairs. It's not major.
Yeah.
But what I do like is there's a look at this compression. We like that compression. So there could be a breakout.
Yeah, that 3-minute 21 starting to, turn. Still sort of pointing towards 3:30. Needs to come up towards 3 for it to turn. But the MACD's turning.
I mean, what I don't like is we've got a lot of red here. But that with compression,
That can change quickly when.
yeah, that can turn very quickly. So everything is trending except for the 1 and the 3. So in terms of our major, the 233 being above that.
Well, there you go. Gold came up to the 55.
There we go. So look at gold. There we go. That's why we got these.
A little bit higher to the 21.
Yep. That's why that's major for support and resistance.
And you can all see as well that represents, roughly the middle of the 3-minute trend zone.
Right over there. So trying to move up.
That's a lot of bearish divergence on that 1-minute MACD. So looking for a point of rejection here somewhere. Could go a little higher into that 21. There we go. That's 3643.
I'm just looking at while we're looking at gold. Nothing else is happening on the Dow and the NAS.
And actually, let's see what I'm looking at here. Yeah,
we've got a counter trend.
Yeah, that TP for that signal is just above the 21 on the 8. So,
yep, I'm looking at version 4. It's not even plotting
a
trend signal.
I just did the same thing.
So that wouldn't. You can see why there would have been. It's probably going to unplot if it's still on the same candle.
Yeah, I'm on normal candles and it's gone.
Yep, there we go.
There you go, and that's why it never printed on version 4.
Yep. Gee, it's quite volatile now, hey? There's quite a
little bit of something. 6:30 on the dot, or 6:31 now. So there was a little bit of a, 30-minute candle close, and there is some good separation on that 1-minute MACD. The way that it's kind of come up and.
Right, I'm going to mute myself quickly, just for a second. You can take over.
One of my oldest boys had a sleepover over there, so he's probably working up in the background. Either that or Rocky, the doggy, wants some breakfast. But since we're staring at Dad's screen without him moving anything around.
Here I am.
Oh, there you go.
I'm back.
Is he awake?
Yep.
Yeah. Of course he is. Earlier than usual, to be fair.
Yep. So, gold, this 21 angle moving up, that's kind of dragging price up probably, amongst other things.
Nice rejections of that 55 though.
Rejected the
and
55.
That 3-minute 21, we've hit that.
It's probably going to just stay a bit rangy now. See, everything's gone rangy.
Yeah,
both the DAI and the NAS.
Yeah, the DXY
going
is
sideways.
Like I said, it's broken above like this flag. And in doing so, it's actually almost giving a weird head and shoulders, but not quite. But it's now, yeah, broken above it, retested it, thinking about going up, but not really doing much. And if that dollar's not moving much, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
gap there. My candles on gold.
nothing happening really. Look at this, so rangy now. That's the NAS, but also a little bit of compression. I mean, that's what you want, a move for a move up, compression. And we can see look at this, since, say, just before 3 o'clock this morning, prices struggled to break below the Tokyo high. So, I mean, it's tested it multiple times. So it's a real significant level, this dotted line, Tokyo high. The indicator's now drawn us that trend line, so I can take mine off. So we're going to test it again. But this is wonderful compression. I mean, we got to still get into the clear. We still got to get quite high up. But compression with a strong a strong level of support like we got here is a good sign.
Yeah.
So we tested right now, testing that
like
trend line.
on the NAS, like if you zoom out even 4 hour, 1 hour, you're going to start seeing more and more bearish divergence. So we're approaching the area of having a top potentially.
What do you say on the 1 hour, Ty?
Oh yeah, it's just, yeah, both between a bit of histogram and signal area, just starting to show signs of weakening strength. Currently got a pretty small red candle on the 1 hour, but some dojis
breaking above this trend line now, but we've got the 233. So again, we probably want, let's just see where we're looking here. This is the 21. Yeah, so we want to be above that level.
There you go. What am I looking at?
Our 3 minutes has got a bright, flashing bright. But look, we'd want to retest here. We've got another counter trend. But we are just below. But this could hit TP. Our take profit target, we've got this in the way. But we've got a bright bar if it stays.
That 3 minute looks like it's widening. It's turned bright green.
Yep.
It's just the 8 minute zone that's a bit of a wall.
We're right on that big round number.
That 1 minute MACD looks really nice though, the way that it's splitting
but just
wider.
I'm on demo, so just so we got something to look at. As I did that, it's pulled back. But we got some support. I mean, look, I wouldn't take this normally because we got the 233 in the way and we got a big round number. I mean, look how compressed we are, 6 pips. That's so funny. I mean, you get carried away, stretching the chart out. That's what it would normally look like. Let's just see this. I mean, this could be a breakout and a move up, but it's still, we got too much in the way. Just so we got something to look at.
The dollar is breaking up a bit. So
we've broken a trend line. If you break the big round number, this could move up.
If anyone's watching gold as well, that's potentially about to drop with that dollar pushing up. We'll see if it does.
Flash the gold quickly. Yeah, rejected. Look at that, multiple rejections of that level where the 55 is. Okay, let's just see.
It's a little action on that. Yes, it's trying.
Yeah, there's
really,
a lot of
really good looking angle on that 1 minute MACD too. So I think.
Yeah, I like the compression, and we got a triangle up on the 3 minute. So that's quite a strong signal. So I've got my 4 minute triangles here, which are way stronger and less noisy. I just realized I took off the other stuff.
What?
Anyway, that's.
What did you say? 4 minute triangles?
No, sorry, version 4 triangles, which are very accurate. You can see every time you get a triangle now, almost every time on version 4, there's a good move. So it's a good sign that price is going to move up. But it may be jagged. It may be too early.
preempting the move.
Already pulling back, but we've got support here from the 55. So just we've got something to look at before we zone out.
Those silent moments where we're all watching paint dry.
Yeah.
Vicar said, Tim can also send my boys to you tonight. Sleep over at Uncle Tim's house.
Okay, we're going to get probably stopped out here. This would have been too high risk anyway. We may just... No, that trend line will give us some support. But still, the 3 minutes looking like we could be moving up. You know, this triangle now. Triangle, our stop loss may not be big enough, but at version 4, this is the triangle in a green, bright green histogram is a good sign. So, I mean, this moves up. This is going to move way higher than that TP target anyway. I mean, you've got the POC here. I'm just trying to see if there's a breakout. We have to wait a long time.
Well, the Dow just gave us a lower low.
Let's see the Dow flash on the monitor. Yeah, that's hit a 618 fib number. So there's strong support where the Dow's sitting now, I think. So let's flash on the Dow. That's on my other chart. I've got a level there. Lower low, but that's way too rangy.
Yeah, that 1 minute back there is showing more and more.
I mean, I like the 3 minute D now. The 8 minutes still, I mean, look.
The 8 is the most bearish of the lot. That's pointing down and wide and cutting through. The 3 minute one looks a little bit tight to me.
If you're more of a risky swing trader, you'd have a stop loss below this strong level here. You'd be, you know, over that level and you'd be going for 40 pips. Not a swing trader, but if you were like really trying to move your risk up, you'd be going for, you know, something way up there, 2 to 1. There's lots of stuff on the way. But I like the strong rejection of this line here. So we could go sideways. But because we are so bullish, we're leaning towards, you know, look at this zone alignment, a move up. Just our 8 minutes, slowly, you can see our 21. Our 21 angle is slowly moving. We can see we are dark green. So that's pointing up. Our zone's on a line, and neither is the MACD, but the MACD is hard to see when it overlays, but there's a bit of green there flashing on this candle. Yeah, just need to send a message quickly. What are you seeing, Ty?
Gold pushing down, trying to. Just keeps. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Gold, is it broken? Trying
to,
it's not dramatically.
But that's at least a nice engulfing candle that's rejected that red trend line of yours.
Yeah.
That's your automated trend line. That's trying. Mike is thinking V4.
You want to get this
Getting there, bro. So, one more thing here. So, focusing, NAS moved upwards consistently during Asia for a couple of days now. Nice swing trades, obviously low volume. Yeah. Man, like I was looking at the zoomed out chart for my NAS, like I was saying that like Tim was swing trading up. Yeah, like when you can see these giant channels and the way that, like, just go back, like spend time drawing those channels, looking for that price action. Because even that manipulation spike down during the news yesterday, like I had said to Tim that it was likely going to spike the previous all-time high, which was 23,964, and we spiked down to 988. Like we were within 20, within 25 pips basically, and I said that's where yeah, Tim is my witness who's still in here somewhere. That's where we'd likely bounce from if we broke down lower, and the only other lower point we could possibly get to is a massive bullish trend line around another all-time high, which is 23,700-ish. But anyway, since that manipulation spike, what was, resistance became support, and we bounced off it violently because we hadn't yet hit the top of the channel, and we went up 570 pips from there since yesterday. So
They're moving down now, the NAS. Look,
yeah,
if it breaks this level, then we could see a bit bigger move down, because that level has been significant all morning. So if it rejects it, we've got a sell signal, but that would be super risky, would break a lot of the rules. So this key level, if we break that level, that's been the key level all morning on the NAS. So looks like we could see it, but it's hugely counter trend and hugely risky. So that will be too risky. We may come right down to this zone. There's a support trend line before move up.
Yeah, that 3-minute MACD is still blue, but it's excuse me.
Gold still going nowhere.
Yeah, here we go, and there we have it.
You've been
Now
waiting.
it's roasting time.
You've been waiting an hour and 15 minutes for me to yawn.
Dude. Honestly,
It's called being a human.
it's called putting in an IV drip with caffeine.
Yeah.
You can come
Do
make
you know
me
how that sounds when you're wearing earphones?
what, a yawn?
A yawn,
I've
yeah.
got headphones. I heard myself yawn.
It's just an attack on my just slowly digesting dinner.
While you
that's
guys are talking
hilarious.
yawns, gold has broken this trend line that we drew here.
Oh, yawn.
Let's see if it closes below.
Let's see.
55 has gone bright red. We'd like to see the histogram go bright red. I mean, I don't like, where the MACD is, going sideways, parallel.
I'll
But there we go. We've broken
Mike's
a
saying he
trend
has to
line.
go, but he managed to benefit from the 6 a.m. gold drop hitting TP3. Awesome. Great stuff, Mike. Love
Wonderful.
it.
Well done, Mike.
And Dave was saying the Dow was dropping, and then Vickers was saying the channel on the NAS you mentioned is on the daily chart for me. I drew it on the 4-hour might be a little easier to see it. You can see it on the daily. It's just it's going to be easier to line it up on the 4. And yeah, it's just an upward channel that I'm trying to see if I can.
Yeah, Dow is dropping.
The origin point for the high is Thursday, the 31st of July, and the low is the bottom of the sharp drop after that, which is like the 2nd of August. So you'll see that high and that low pretty easy, and then that's then just connect those to the next high and the next higher low, and that's kind of your channel going up, which we just finally tapped into at 2 a.m. this morning.
Because uses the 4-hour. So you can see massive rejection of R3 and a big round number. But I mean, this is massive. And when the chart looks noisy, you shouldn't be trading.
Yes, we just
So
bounced off that big round number.
what you want to see, this is like when you get a signal, you want to see like this. There was a nice buy signal earlier. What is that? 4:30. Look at that perfect trade into buy signal
above the
into clear
233.
space, TP3, boom. That's what you want to see. But look at this. This is how I used to trade these beautiful. Look at this beautiful waves. Look at that counter trend signal, boom. That counter trend signal, that sell, that would have been maybe only TP1. That would have been reason probably not to take that. But a buy signal, this counter trend very noisy though on the way down. This one that plotted it just after we turned on, that would have been super risky, but still moved.
NAS is moving up for you.
Okay, so rejected that level. Let's go to the NAS. See that now, that's looking better. Compression, we've now look at this, rejected that level again. We've got a buy signal. I mean, we just look, we're in demo here. There is some risk here, but let's just, so we've got something to look at, was we've rejected that level. There was compression, and let's just see how far we get. I mean, we're not aligned on all the zones. We still got to break through the 21 here, but I do like the compression, and I love a signal after a rejection.
Just went bright green on the 8 histogram.
Yep, we've got bright green there.
Still got 7.5 minutes to go, but
we've got another triangle up here.
Looks nice.
And I mean, look, I like this, the separation in the MACD on the 3 minute. So we got a bright signal, but we got a lot to clear through. It's not going to be plain sailing. It's not going to be 1 week. So it's still busy on this candle working out TP3, but I like the compression. I do like the compression we've had. We've got lots to get through, but this could motor up. We've broken a trend line. We've rejected the key level of the morning. It's not going to be plain sailing.
Oh, good morning,
but,
someone.
Oh, look at that. We're sitting right on the all-time high. So I'm just looking, the Dow also is moving up, but no signal. Gold is still not really going anywhere. But wicks both ways. So we had lots to break through. So once we break this level, we've got R5, but not bad. I mean, but again, look, if we look at a normal screen, we are compressed. You know, that's my normal screen would look like that. 55 is bright. We got a break above this 21. That's what we hit here, 21 on the 8 minute. We've lost our bright. We've got massive, we've got double, we've got support here. We blow it up just so we can see what's happening. The 233, and we're sitting on 24,500. So hopefully if we can not break below, we've got a pullback already, and that's understandable based on the noise we've got to get through. Okay, we haven't come down.
Isn't this a trade that probably breaks 3 of the 4 rules?
Yes, I mean, look, we're just doing something so we can trade something before we go, just so we can give commentary on breaking levels. So we're not aligned, you know. Well, let's just quickly give it a score.
No space, no alignment.
Well, wait, it has got alignment.
So
no, you've got blue trend zones on the 1 minute and the 3 minute MACD and the.
It's only really space. So we got
it's only
the trend zones are aligned on the high time frame. The angle is good on both time frames. The space was the problem. But then you've got to look at bigger price action. We've rejected a key level multiple times, and we've got a signal. So that can be significant. So we're just looking. So I've always thought, if that's why I took that earlier trade, there was a chance we could. This could rocket up. There's been a lot of...
1 minute MACD looks nice and wide, like the angle on it's amazing. You've got the 3 minute MACD also that's looking like it's separating and coming up.
Once we break
the 8
this
minute
21,
just turned bright green. It's got a few things going for it, I'll put it that way.
Once we break the 21 on the 8s and we got bright bar, that means there's oomph to push through. I mean, it could be a move that goes, you know, a little jagged. But we can see a nice little wick bouncing off the 233. We have been making lower highs, so that's not nice on these candles, but we've got nice separation on the 3 minute there and over here. So this thing could boom up, you know, this could fly up. We're not quite, if it was 730, I would say definitely. Okay, we've made a higher high. We want to see a nice lightning bolt. But we've got to get through here now. So if we look at our chart, the 5's not looking, 5 and 8 aren't good, but look at this. We've got some nice shining lights here on the 1 and 3, higher time frames. So we will spend a bit of time here. We've got to break through this. There are sellers here. They're going to be waiting for us. So the bright signal, we like the bright signal. So let's just see, we want to break through.
I can hear Mark singing with a microphone in his hand near his PC. I want to break free.
Break free. Queen fan. Yeah. Queen had some good music.
I want it all. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, good fun.
Okay, come on.
You're gonna watch.
Let's get out of the zone here. We can't get out the zone. I mean, this could be one of those. It could retest, but you can see. Look there, 50. This is represents a 15-minute is now in an uptrend. So that is good. Here we go. Come on, let's go. So if we make
3-minute MACD looks lovely.
Oh, look, we made it. 3 minutes looking good. I mean, these are the ones that do sometimes explode, and you get these boom.
Well, the Dow already did, so if this follows suit.
I'm looking at the 3 minutes looking nice.
I mean, the Dow has moved up 90 pips.
There we go. We're breaking above. This is what we want to be breaking above the 21 on the 8th, although the zone's not aligned.
But it's pointing in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, look, we got some
up nicely.
We got pivots in the way. But I'm liking the 3 minute is saying power to the people.
I'm sorry, Ty, but sometimes something always points in the right direction. But sorry.
So the only rule we broke here was space. So when we like the 55 is bright green. Let's just see where we go here. We want to see we've bright green on the 3 minute 2. We look like we're going to close above. We want to see a nice candle close above there. We want to close above us. That'll be huge support. There we go. There's our bolt. Come, now we want to see quick acceleration. We want to close above, not closing above yet. We've got 2 seconds. Close above. It did. The white candle. We've got a lot of, I mean, the screen's quite compressed here, so just want to see where we're looking at with our fib. Came back to the 382. So we could linger in here for a little while, but I'm liking this. I'm liking what I'm seeing. We've got our bright candle. Where's our next 3 minute candle is closing? Here we go. Come on. I want to break free. Maybe if Mark sang it for us.
We just need Mark to sing to these candles.
Yeah, sing. You can be our
send it to the moon, Mark.
You can be our official candle singer.
I like big pips and I cannot lie.
Oh man, you need a t-shirt with that written on it.
Yeah.
Preferably in the lower part of the back area of the t-shirt.
Any location, maybe front or back?
Or both.
Is my brain just
graffiti design all over the thing? Loud, obnoxious, bright colors.
Yeah. Gold's come. Just looking at the other indicators, gold going sideways. Gee, the NAS has shot up. A good counter trend signal on the, well, not a good, but a counter trend on the NAS, on the Dow, sorry. That hit TP1 that we've locked in here. So hopefully you can get some support from my dotted line. Come on. I mean, version 4 was saying that there was a bit of risk to this trade, but there are some good things going, especially the rejection of that Tokyo high was quite big. And if it does pull back, there's lots of support. And 730 is often there's a nice move. There we go. Come on, close above now. We've tested the dotted line. We're about to get a 8-minute MACD crossover. But are running out of steam here. But anyway, we had a lot of support between us and our stop loss. But version 4 would have told us there would be some risk to this. This would have been quite a risky trade still. So you would have expected a pullback. But still looking, we can do it still. 5 pips up. It's been bouncing up and down. We've got a pullback support line over here. So if that keeps plotting, that could be the base for a bit of acceleration up. So we were right in this previous supply zone. But 3-minute looking nicely bullish. 8-minute, we'd like to have seen a crossover. So where's this going to go?
Gold's thinking about it.
Yep.
Just tapping into that supply zone.
There we go. We rejected the 55.
Multiple times.
And that trend line.
Yep, that trend line was a wall.
And now we're testing
Flat
this.
top on the
3-minute, we got some seller momentum.
That 8-minute zone looks wonderful.
We're about to cross over. 8 minutes spoiling the party a bit. We've got the POC on the 8s and the 3 squashed together. But obviously here we got to break this level. And
so close. It's literally like just tapped it for the 3rd or 4th time.
NAS is pulling right back to the 233.
There's a nice cluster there though, so that could work.
Let's just watch gold quickly. We are at 7 o'clock, so we'll just see. Okay, gold looks like, without staring at it for too long. What I don't like is this candle has mimicked exactly the candle that formed that demand zone.
Yep.
So that's not a good sign.
Still looking pretty
the
weak.
Sellers there decided to push price back up. And here the sellers are doing the same thing. You don't often see that identical candle just about. Well, I mean, the wick's identical. So this big wick here is always a danger sign.
It's all right. They've still failed to push it up much higher though. So I do like that that one candle at 647 almost completely like filled in the drop off at 601.
Yeah, this version 4
pretty bearish. 3636 is.
You're looking at bearish, yep.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I mean, it's the zones are horrible. We got are horrible.
Mm.
So it's going to be, if it does move down, which it does look bearish, it's going to be a bouncy move. The NAS moving down. Version 4 would have not produced the buy signal there. It would have said the conditions were just too weak for a buy signal. So only version 3 still produced one. Still a TP1, but that would have been much to look at. But still, it's still looking bullish. And we got a lot of support on the way. But we never were really aligned on the 8. So if we close below this big round number, we could push right down. gold. Probably it's the breakfast time for your kids now, the NAS. I like the NAS. So the NAS is looking nicely bullish. So, sorry, the Dow. So if we pull back, if we have a pullback, I mean, there's space to move up to that previous resistance zone. I'd like to see a pullback, but it could shoot straight up there.
Yeah, it's got a Heiken-Ash reversal pattern on the 15-minute chart as well. So that
Yeah, so I mean, we could get right up to this significant level from the 4-hour. So it's time to cook your kids breakfast, I believe, guys. So we'll be back on Tuesday, and we're going to look at trading the news, because there are going to be another 2 interest rate cuts probably between now and the end of the year. And that will always be, and plus there'll be other, 3-star news, but the interest rates fall nicely in New Zealand morning time, where the others are. But you're still going to give trading. So people who live in other time zones, and if you get up early to trade the news, we're going to give some training on how to trade the news.
Yeah.
So that will be on Tuesday evening, 8 o'clock NZ time.
Tuesday evening. And on Tuesday evening, you will be told the date at which you can expect version 4 and a live event. So the last few couple nuts and bolts to bring together for it, but we are just about ready to give you guys a release date. So it's exciting.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your
Thanks
weekend.
for joining us.
And yeah,
Have a good weekend.
trade safe. See you in the chat.
See you guys. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.